I was shocked to discover that the bone on the table had somehow manifested in the real world. So I took a closer look at the model and realized it was an exact replica of the town I lived in. I glanced out the window at my own house, and to my utter disbelief, I saw myself. I was completely blown away. I sprayed a little water onto the model, and sure enough, it started pouring rain outside. I opened the window and saw that only the areas I'd sprayed were getting wet, while the rest of the town stayed dry. This model was synced to reality. The next day at the bar, everyone was raving about the rainstorm from last night. The town hadn't seen rain in 2 months, but the bar owner complained that the rain had ruined her fresh paint job. I decided to make it right. That night, I touched up the restaurant in the model with nail polish. The next morning, the owner was over the moon with the brand new look. On my way home, I saw an old lady trip and fall. I rushed over to help her up. She said that pothole had been there for 3 years, and no one had ever bothered to fix it despite all the complaints. I glanced at the overflowing suggestion box and took it home to read every single letter. First on the list was that pothole. I filled it in right away. Next came the trash on the streets and the dead trees. I stayed up all night fixing every last complaint. The next morning, seeing all the smiles on the residents' faces filled me with pride. To boost the town's economy and help everyone make a better living, I built a huge neon sign at the highway entrance in the model. Drivers on the road saw it and started stopping by the town. Watching the town come alive again made me incredibly proud. But then the mayor took all the credit for everything. He accepted all the praise meant for me. I was furious and decided to teach him a lesson. I picked up a rock and hurled it at his car like a meteor. The next day, the mayor didn't even get mad. He thought the meteor strike would draw even more tourists. That made me even angrier. So later that night, when the mayor was walking home, I dropped my pet spider into the model. It was time for him to pay for what he'd done.